Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a podcast and videocast from univrm.com. Today is one of our economy articles titled Doomsday Preppers Economic Solutions Part 7 of 10. There are several companies referenced in this article you can see on our website at www.univrm.com. In parts 1 through 6 of this series on Doomsday Preppers, and more specifically Doomsday Diamonds, we outlined the various belief systems of the Doomsday Prepper culture and some of the many reasons the culture exists. The Doomsday Prepper culture has various concerns ranging from economic collapse, supervolcanoes, tsunamis, world war, religious reasons, large asteroid, meteor, or comet collisions, the Mayan calendar, solar flares, global warming, rising ocean levels to mysterious planets on a collision course, all part of the Doomsday Prepper culture. Due to the large response to the series, we have undertaken a great deal of research into Doomsday Prepper culture and part of the socioeconomic forces driving the culture. Further, this series of economy articles offers historical and modern microeconomic and macroeconomic solutions when any event happens. In this series of economy articles, our base assumption, whatever doomsday scenario unfolds, some amount of people survive with or without current governments. Historical records prove during the era of modern Homo sapiens there have been mass extinction events in which some of the species survived. As we pointed out in parts 1 to 6 of this series, each of the major barter currencies requires additional knowledge. Gold, silver, and diamonds all have positives and negatives, and all require a degree of analysis to determine true value. Part 2 of the series went into detail on the basic way diamonds are valued, how to determine value, and the most reliable sites where doomsday diamonds purchased. Part 3 discussed calibrated diamonds and their use in the economy of doomsday prepper preparation materials. Part 4 discussed rough diamonds. Part 5 discussed diamonds and jewelry. Part 6 discussed natural disasters that will, as they have in the past, cause doomsday scenarios. Once again, on our site, the links to the Doomsday Diamond sites, which we recommend, are available by reading the article at www.univrm.com. In Economy Article Part 7 of this series, we analyze some of the man-made doomsday disasters facing civilization, giving additional reasons for preparing for any doomsday event. The United States is the world's sole superpower. This does not mean other countries not powerful or have substantial militaries. It means the U.S. is the biggest, and due to the size, the most likely to have information on any given man-made doomsday scenario, especially related to armed conflict or war. 19 April 2012, at a conference in Brussels, Belgium, the Defense Secretary of the United States, Mr. Leon Panetta, stated, quote, "We're within an inch of war in almost every part of the world, and we just have to be very careful about what we say and what we do." When asked if world events keep him awake at night, he said, "Unfortunately, these days, there's a hell of a lot of things that keeps me awake." In Economy Articles Part 6 of this series, we listed several natural events which have taken place and will continue to take place, and many of those events create doomsday scenarios close or equal to mass extinction events. Some parts of the species have and will survive. The final nail in the coffin that doomsday preppers are worrying about nothing, in addition to the historical records of natural disasters, the words of the most knowledgeable man in the world boldly stating that the only superpower in the world is on the verge of war daily. There is obviously a lot to worry about and prepare for, and doomsday preppers know this. In the next economy articles in this series, we list specific preparations for urban, suburban, and rural inhabitants respectively, series 8, 9, and 10. What are some of the man-made disasters that have historically caused doomsday events? And It is all too known history tends to repeat itself because during the 50,000 years of Homo sapiens, the past behaviors, good examples of future behaviors. Number 1, World War. At least twice, depending on when the world described as such. Number 2, Regional War. Too many times to count and continues on a daily basis. Number 3, Limited or massive nuclear war. Limited only once, but there has never been a time in history when weapons of war not used in conflict, when nation states do not use all means at their disposal to protect themselves. Number 4, alien invasion. No, we're not alone and have a nice planet. Number 5, religious war. Has never stopped and does not look like it ever will. Number 6, ideological war. Has never stopped and does not look like it ever will. Number 7, economic war. Continues on a daily basis. Number 8, global economic collapse to global economic depressions. Simple logic points out the more complicated a system, the more likely it is some parts, if not all, of the system will break. Number 9, global warming by man-made pollutants. Not really a debate, but a great version of statistics justifying positions. Number 10, ozone layer depletion. Empirically proven and easy to ignore despite consequences, with most people not even knowing there is an ozone layer. Biotechnology attacks. State-sponsored or not. Easy. Nanotechnology attacks. State-sponsored or not. Getting easier. Chemical attacks. State-sponsored or not. Been there and done that. Viral pandemics. State-sponsored or not. Many times. Number 15. Nuclear winter. Not yet, but see number 3. Number 16. Food shortages. Always, and getting worse. Watch television for advertisements to donate money to some organization using guilt to make you donate. Number 17. Water shortages. Fresh water always has and will continue to be an issue. Number 18. Deforestation. Daily. Number 19. Overpopulation. Daily, with the least producing the most due to inexpensive recreation plus human biology still ticking along like our 50,000-year-old ancestors. Number 20. Desertification. Daily. Number 21. Water pollution. Daily. Number 22. Terrorism. Daily. States and groups and individuals. Number 23. Fossil fuel issues. Everyone wants a car. Number 24. Dysgenics. Human genome modification used by any group for any subjectively justified reason. Within each major category listed above are many subcategories, all of which pose substantial risks. Most of the list has already happened in the history of Homo sapiens and is likely to repeat itself because it has repeated itself. When man-made risks added to natural disasters or any combination thereof, the statistical probability of even one of the doomsday scenarios taking place in the next 100 years is 100%. Something will happen, or as stated previously with respect to doomsday scenarios, it is a matter of when, not if, a doomsday event takes place. There has never been a time throughout history when nations, religions, and economies not in conflict with each other. The disconnect between daily human life, where each paycheck equates to modern survival in the world of now, and preparations for doomsday scenarios by some world governments, evident through a simple project. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault is a vault buried 400 feet, more than 100 meters, inside a mountain in the Arctic, with over 10 tons of seeds from all over the world. 100 million seeds from more than 100 countries, placed inside as a precaution to preserve food crops. One finds it quite interesting that the culture of doomsday preppers encompasses most major world governments, who simultaneously dismiss doomsday preppers as part of a fringe element. Do as I say and not as I do, a global mantra of sanctimonious, hypocritical, and cultural brainwashing to justify any action, position, or alleged logic. In a reversal of evolutionary logic, an average caveman or cavewoman from 50,000 years ago, better prepared for doomsday scenarios than their modern descendants, plus physically able to defend themselves better than their modern descendants. In parts 1 to 6 of this series of economy articles, we made economic recommendations for microeconomic and macroeconomic tools for barter to be used after any doomsday scenario. We recommended small amounts of gold and silver, due to weight, plus diamonds. In the next articles of this series, we will recommend other preparations depending on where you live, but irrespective of where you live, historic barter materials necessary. Due to all the other preparations anyone has to make, the easiest form of barter material to carry with the greatest value are doomsday diamonds. Once again, here are the places we recommend you purchase doomsday items. The sites are first, IsraeliDiamonds.com, which has a very nice native-speaking English personnel for help and assistance. They also have an intuitive website, perfect for the do-it-yourself type of doomsday prepper and for those on a limited budget. The website an easy means for buying diamonds, calibrated diamonds, and jewelry for most of the ranges listed in the explanation for the economic values used to purchase doomsday diamonds. These descriptions, as described in part 2 of this series, calibrated diamonds in part 3 of this series, and rough diamonds in part 4 of this series, plus jewelry, discussed in part 5 of this series, listed on their site. The website an excellent resource, and constantly updated pricing levels allow you to set the criteria you desire: price, cut, carat weight, color, clarity, so even those on a limited budget can take advantage of diamonds as a barter commodity. The second company recommended, Mobertium International, country code 323-231-3542, located in the diamond capital of the world, Antwerp, Belgium, and in part 2 of this series we recommended you speak with any of their diamond consultants on purchasing diamonds if you wish to pay for extra help and expertise and are purchasing over $10,000. This is a company staffed with experienced, professional, and honest people who will help you with your needs as a wholesale broker of diamonds, but is not for the do-it-yourself type individual. To be continued in the next part of our economy article series on doomsday preppers and doomsday diamonds. This is the end of part 7 of 10. Copyright 2012, univrm.com, trademarked, all rights reserved. At univrm.com, we create original content with humor and satire on current event news, opinion articles, economy articles, science current events, and our science fiction book series titled Change Hope. As an advertisement, there is a donations accepted button on our website, www.univrm.com, and donations welcomed to help us keep publishing in difficult economic times. As a second advertisement, please remember univrm.com offering our science fiction book series, Change Hope, released as a series on a chapter and book-by-book basis like the old Amazing Stories magazine. Change Hope available in all ebook formats and as an audiobook. You can download the first chapter free by going to www.univrm.com/downloads/. You can listen to this article via podcast at the iTunes Store by subscribing to univrm.com or read it on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at the UNIVRM channel. This has been a podcast and videocast brought to you by univrm.com, and we hope to bring you more in future.